Hello, and welcome to Orcanos Academy training session. In this short video, we will review the e-record signature setup in the admin section. The e-record signature defines all the status transitions in your work items that require a signature by your users. In any case that there is a transition of status without a record signature set up, the transition can be done manually without requiring signatures. Before setting up a signature process, a few very important steps have to occur prior. The first step is setting up your work item in the correct way that will include the correct tabs, specifically the e-sign tab. The second step that has to happen is the routing process that you want to use has to be predefined in the admin section. And the final step that has to be defined is the process flow for that specific work item. The process flow is set up on the project level for your work item and can be exported to many projects or be a specific process flow for a specific project. For more information on setting up the process flow, please see the relevant lecture. In this video, I will be using the example of the nonconformance work item. Please see here in the product tree, the nonconformance example, where you can see the different tabs set up for this work item, which include the e-sign tab. The process flow for this specific work item is already defined, and you have three transitions from new to under review, from under review to approved. At this moment, there is no e-record signature set up, so the transition can be done manually from new to under review, hitting save, and then from under review to approved, also completely manual. The point of this video is to show an example how we can set up a e-record signature process so that the transition between under review to approved will have to go through a signature process. This can be done on any process flow for any of your work items. The first step is accessing your admin section through the main menu by clicking main menu and admin. In admin, we have the electronic signature cube, and you will be choosing the e-record signature. Let's first review the information presented in the columns. As usual, on the left side, you have the different actions, for example, the edit and delete, which will remove a signature process, the name of the project that the signature process is applicable to, the work item that you're creating the signature process for, and the transition between the two statuses, from status and to status. And of course, the final column is the actual process that controls this transition. First example we're going to do is create a new signature setup. By clicking the plus, you'll have the Manage e-sign option. In this case, I'm going to choose the project of the e-forms, QMS electronic forms. The work item is going to be nonconformance. And the status transition, the options that will appear here are according to my process flow. This is why it is important to make sure that the process flow is set up before setting up your electronic signatures. For this case, I want to add a signature from under review to approved. By clicking that option, I can now choose what process flow will be releasing this transition. So I'm going to choose manufacturing team and CEO as my process. For more information about setting up the routing process, please view the previous lecture. And by clicking save, I have now added a requirement for a signature for this specific transition. Of course, you can scroll and see all the different transitions that require signatures in your system. I'm going to go back to our example for the nonconformance, and by just saving my settings to make sure that the changes made in admin apply to my system, you can now see that for under review, I have the blue button of Start Routing turned on, and I won't be able to manually make a change to this status anymore. What I can do is start the routing process. It will automatically choose the manufacturing team and ECO routing process, which I defined. If necessary, I can make changes to the routing process before starting, and by starting, this will send all the users that are part of the routing process a signature requirement. By reviewing my e-sign tab, I can see the people who need to sign this routing process and if they have completed their signature or not. Once the routing process is complete, the system will automatically change the status to approved, and the record will have a signed record available for the users. Let's go back to our admin setup. Going back to admin and reviewing the list of all my signature processes, I can make changes or remove signature processes. So for removing, I can simply delete a signature process. I'm just going to choose. So for part catalog project, I don't want a signature anymore from under revision to approved, and I can do so by clicking delete. I can also decide to edit a signature process and choose a different routing process. So for example, edit, I'll have the same prompt of the manage e-sign. I can change the project, the work item, the status, or the process. Always make the changes from top to bottom, since the options that appear for work items and statuses are defined according to the project that you choose. So by making a change here, it will only be according to cardiology, and you will always have to make the changes on the downstream from the change that you've made. For making a change only in the bottom, you can just change the routing process and choose a different routing process for this transition by hitting save. Please be mindful of all the changes you make in the electronic signature setup. If you remove a signature process, it means that this transition will no longer require a signature by any of your users. Already signed records in that specific transition will not be deleted, and you'll still be able to have available to you the signed records. But the next transition that a user wants to make from those statuses will not require a launch of a signature process. A final and important note to be mindful of is the document control project, which is unique in its signature process, is linked strictly to the documents that are uploaded. Therefore, the status and the routing process that is controlled by e-record signature is not applicable. Those fields should not appear in your fields layout, and they will not be controlled through this mechanism. They are automated by the signatures that are completed on the documents that you upload to the document control box at the very bottom of every DMS item. Thank you for listening, and good luck.